I've been doing enough talking, Kevin. I've been doing enough talking. I know the people are tired of hearing me. So we brought some awesome people, and we're super excited to bring them in. Our first guest is a special person. I cannot wait to hear more about his life story. He is Luis Heredia. This man is a 2-time PDSL champion. He is a 3-time E-League champion, and now he's trying to become an E-Gaming Foundation champion because he is one of our semifinalists. I can't wait to learn more about Luis Heredia. Luis, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. How's it feel? How's it feel to be in the tournament?
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, because I know that you've got some background in actually in playing soccer. So tell us a little bit about that background.
Of course. So I started playing soccer since I was 3 years old. It's a sport that I grew up with. My dad's a huge soccer fan. He played it as well. Funny story is that I really wanted to play football. So when I started, because he first bought me a Nintendo, and the first game I ever played was Madden. So I'm like, hey, like I'm playing Madden, I wanted to play football. But my dad was the one who kind of persuaded me to go into soccer. Be like, hey, like here's a soccer ball. Like, how about you kick it? And I started playing soccer for so many years. I've got the chance to play in various academies. I played in an academy in Mexico called Puebla FC. In Mexico, I also played in the Liverpool Academy. I was there for 10 days. Amazing experience. Like every soccer player, their main goal is to play professional. But unfortunately, my junior year of high school, I break my leg. And that was just a devastating thing to happen to me. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. It comes to a point that I honestly should have taken school seriously, and it's something that I instill to people who I talk to. I say that because all the college scholarships, all the colleges that wanted me to go play for them, their first thing was, "Hey, we're sorry for your injury, but hey, so what are your grades?" And I wasn't a great student. I was a C plus average student. And when I told them that, they're like, you know what? We're sorry for what happened to you, but we're not taking a gamble on you. Why? Because we don't know if you can actually take the workload to these colleges. And these colleges were elite colleges, Division I colleges. So that's something that really it broke my heart. And it was something, you know what? I gotta flip this. I gotta do something different. I ended up doing very well in school. I started taking honors classes, went to junior college. I graduated my associates. And yeah, I was slowly recovering to the player I wanted to become. And at my time in my junior college at Monroe College, I got recruited for a Division III school, NCAA, Brewer College. I was there my first 2 3 weeks. We did preseason, and in the bottom of my heart, I'm like, you know what, this is not for me. I know I can do something better. I know I can be at least a Division I athlete. So what I'm gonna do is transfer from this college, go to Division I. My main goal was St. John's, and that's what I did. I sacrificed my times with my friends. I sacrificed so many things. I became vegan for almost 4 months to be fully prepared for those walk-on trials I was going to be going to. So I did that. So I was there. I transferred to my school, and unfortunately, I didn't make it. I didn't make the cut. I didn't make the walk-on tryout. But hey, it's something I'd rather not live with that regret. It's like, hey, I should have tried out. Like, why didn't I? But I honestly said, like, you know what? Let me give it a go. I tried. I didn't make it, but I graduated my bachelor's from St. John's, and it went from there.
That's such an amazing story and it just shows an example of resilience, right?
Of
Where it's
course.
like one door kept closing or another door closed, but you kept looking to see if you could find another one.
Of
And
course.
it's amazing to see how we have someone who was reaching high levels in the game, and playing. You're getting invited to European club practices and trainings and camps there, and that's prestigious in itself. And you're playing internationally in Mexico, and you're
Sure.
getting offers all over. How did you end up kind of getting into the e-gaming side? How did you find yourself playing FIFA, and what successes did you find with that?
So after I broke my leg, I couldn't do anything. I was stuck in my house, in my room. I was not doing anything. And the one thing that I could actually do, which is not actually play soccer on the field, was FIFA. So you know what? Let me plug in my PlayStation and let me start playing. And I was basically at home every day for all the hours, and I started getting good at it. So I started playing, and kid you not, I became #1 player in North America playing FIFA. I was ranked almost 30th in the whole world, and it's something that I couldn't believe. I'm like, you know what? I can't play soccer in real life. Hey, let me play soccer through esports. So
that that's so amazing, right? Because not only did you play at a high level in the actual game itself, right, the physical version of the game, but then here it is, a very tragic situation where you believe something you've dedicated your whole life to has been taken away from you, and yet there you are, you find something else, and then you achieve a high level at it as well. Getting
yeah,
ranked 30th in the world, being the #1 in North America, and it's
yeah,
just an honor to be able to say that you were in our tournament. And listening to your story
yeah,
is incredible, and I hope that the people listening understand that the importance of being resilient, of not giving up, because you never know what the next chapter may hold. And it
correct,
just sounds amazing. And
correct.
thank you so much for taking time to come out and chat with us. I know you've got a semifinal matchup coming up, and I want you to get ready for that, maybe get some
Or
warm-up games going in. Did you have any kind of last comments for our audience, last comments for kind of the community here at the eGaming Foundation?
of course, quick shout out to my family who was watching. My little sister, my girlfriend, who I love dearly, my friends, Hera, shout out to you as well. And a quick shout out to Jason and Sal, Dub Nation FC. They have a YouTube channel. You should check them out.
Louis, I have a feeling that this is not the last time that we will be hearing from you. Thank you so much for taking time. You got a matchup to get ready for, so you go ahead. You got a championship to try to win. We're going to be cheering for you over here. Kevin, how awesome is that?
I mean,
Ranked 30 in the world.
I meet a lot of gamers, and it was funny because I just told a kid the other day, you might be the best at FIFA at your house, but very rarely do we run into someone who is a top 30 player. Not only continentally, but then get some level of international recognition. And guess what? They're not just talking about it; they're literally doing it in a full way. I'll give you guys the full game screen so we can catch the exciting portion of this match. But I mean, we're growing in so many ways just off that reputation alone. I think that brings so much validity to the matches that we're getting ready to watch tonight.
Oh, and it could have been more perfect. We just saw Cristiano Ronaldo just put one in the back of the net. And we've got our own version of Cristiano Ronaldo coming up. I told you we got a jam-packed guest list here. We got Bobinho, Rob Albino, Bobby Albino.
Bobby, come through,
Welcome.
man.
Welcome. How's it going, man? How are you
Uh,
feeling?
Good, good. Thanks for having me on, Los. And Kevin, thanks as well. For obviously handling everything on the back end. But I'm excited to join in and see what we got going on here. Looks like we got some good matchups coming up, and with that last guess you guys had there, I mean, let's see what the competition can bring.
It's 2-1 right now. Portugal leading. I know you're a big Cristiano guy. What can you tell us a little bit about the matchup here? Where do you see some of our players leaning on? Because I know some of the big names here on both of those teams.
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at this matchup. You got two of the biggest players in the game, Ronaldo and Messi, two staple international teams. And Portugal, that's a team that I've been paying attention to a lot more closely recently, just developing more and more talent. The same thing with Argentina. I mean, these are traditional powerhouses. So we'll see who comes out on top here.
Absolutely. And then, speaking of powerhouses, we just heard Louis and how he was able to kind of get an invite to Liverpool. Bobby, I know you played at a high level. You played at club. You played travel soccer. And I also know you were an avid FIFA player. Tell me a little bit about how you see kind of the game correlate. Like, how can we make sense that someone like Louis Stature have been able to kind of go and play at Liverpool or get invited to play with Liverpool, then can also kind of turn a tragic situation and then, elevate his game in FIFA? What do you think he took from his time, playing at a high level, playing the physical game at a high level, and then translating it into the virtual space?
Well, I think they kind of go hand in hand, back and forth. I mean, I'm always a big proponent of taking in as much of the game as possible. Just learning the craft. The thing about the video games these days is they're so realistic, and they take account, some of the mental aspects of linking the mental and physical aspects of the game together. Timing things up, and when you're delivering balls in, it's all about using your brain to figure things out on the fly, and the hand-eye coordination. That's a big part of how that comes into play. So like I said, it's just all about sharpening things together, and putting the time into to really learn how to play.
And yeah, the competition level as well, right? The mental side, because you can see right now, sometimes, some of the feedback that I've heard is they get jitters, they get those butterflies, and it's like, it's FIFA, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Understandable, because it's the same level of trying to beat your opponent, and that's what I've always tried to tell our parents who are not very familiar with kind of the quote unquote benefits of esports. I always go to the competitive portion of it, because we've got a competitive matchup right now. I just see Portugal attacking. Argentina is hanging by a thread right now, but they're trying to counter here, see if they can finish.
And a stop there from Portugal. Looks like Johnny there. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a competitive game. I mean, you definitely want to win. You don't want to lose. You don't want to get beat badly. I mean, it's just the same things as playing the real game, and applying, the hard work into it to try and get the outcome you're working for. So another attack here for Argentina, kind of holding it up. Argentina looking to shoot from a little bit more outside the box here, as opposed to Portugal.
They're looking alive. They're letting Portugal know that they're still there. Portugal's obviously been dominating the possession, and in the attack, it's been a lot of. Here we go. Right now, we see was Felix Ronaldo and shot, and there it is. Cristiano Ronaldo.
CR7, the captain.
It was funny. We just wrapped up one of our skills sessions, and it was great to see the kids kind of back out there. We're slowly trying to get back into our programming, obviously trying to follow all of the CDC guidelines and being as safe as possible. But we here at the Chicago Soccer Foundation do believe that it is very important for our kids to be back and to start kind of integrating themselves amongst their peers. And it was super great. We're running non-contact practices, and so the kids get to shoot. It's a lot of shooting drills with non-contact, right? And so the kids are not even upset about it right now, because that's one of their favorite parts. But what was awesome to see, right, because we're seeing kind of like the last portion of CR7's career, yet you still see kids, and this was a U8 kid, scoring a goal and then doing the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration. Exactly. And it's like, and I'm just thinking, like, it's been over, how long has it been? Over a decade and a half of dominance?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 30, so I remember Ronaldo, really coming on the scene a little bit before high school, so almost 16 years ago. And, I have kids that I've coached in the past couple of years that celebrate with that same celebration, so it just shows you the lasting power. And another aspect of hard work and determination. I mean, to have a career with that type of longevity, to be at that high of a pinnacle. And we have another Portugal goal from the younger side of the team, João Felix.
Yeah, and it's insane, right? Because it's like they're retooling. Is Portugal set up to kind of stay? Are they ready to kind of deal with the departure of Ronaldo, would you say?
They definitely have players in place. I mean, they're going to be one of the teams to watch at Euros. The likes of Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, who just scored there. They have depth at that team. They have young players coming out of the scene. So, we saw them win Euros before, and they might even be better than they were. So it's really going to be interesting.